Yeah, so this is just another quick video to just keep you posted of boat maintenance updates. Now, we're just again having a quick look to see what we've got in there and the systems. The massive storage lockers. You could practically use that as a berth. It's huge. Now, at the moment, Phil's reinforcing the stainless steel tubing there above the binnacle. It was just held on by rope, by a length of line, so he's put a structure on there to make that a bit stronger, so we can take the rope off. I've taken off the old wooden support for a chart plotter on the binnacle stainless steel tubing, so I'm going to sort that at home and just move the standard horizon chart plotter up to where we can see it by the wheel. Now that's again the instruments. I've had a quick look at these before. I've just looked at them in a little bit more detail to try and get the layout of the wiring, because there's an awful lot of loose spare wires hanging down there that you'll see there, and I'm just trying to figure out what goes where. Now just there's the standard horizon. I'm going to move that up to the cockpit, keep the navman chart plotter down here. I've just taken that TV out because we don't need a TV for our sailing. It's just not something we do. And it's all over the place. We've got all the tools out. Lockers are all open. We were just double checking systems again and checking this leak. That's the wiring that was going up to the mast. So I'm double checking the wiring for the masthead lights and a couple of other things that are going through the coach roof. So just checking to see what the condition is, what the junction boxes look like. It's a little bit iffy looking. So what I'm going to do is try and label everything up so we know what wire goes where. And just checking out the piping systems, pump systems. Again, another quick look at the fore cabin. Slightly saggy headlining that we're going to sort out eventually. But as I said earlier on, it's a pretty good cabin. It's a really good size. A friend of ours, he's about 6'5", and he's got plenty of room in there. Now, checking out the stainless steel water tank, which is underneath this the fore cabin, and that's 250 litres. So more, I think. I'm not actually sure what the size is, but it's just huge. So there's enough water there to cross oceans with. And just checking to see the state of it. Again, we were just trying to eliminate the possibility of leaks in all the piping. So we were just going through the piping runs. And while I was there, I was double checking some of the wiring, checking some of the locker space. And just having a bit of a ferret around, really, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, so these are the wardrobes. So there's two of them. There's one there just near the fore cabin, and then there's another one just next to it. So there's actually two, one opposite the heads. So plenty of room there and storage underneath. So yeah, that's all great. Really good. Loads of space. Pretty cold there. As you can see, I've just got my gloves on. It was a lovely day, but it's pretty cold. Again, I'm just double checking everything. We're still trying to work with what we've got. There's Phil doing his work. He's just strengthening the binnacle support. And that's Whitby. That's Coates Marine. So that's the Abbey up there on the hill. And they've actually moved our Westerly 33 just around to the side of the office. Just to make it a bit more space, because it's pretty big. It's pretty busy as well. A lot of boats in there, so they just had to make a bit of room. And there's people in there doing a bit of work, and one or two people staying overnight on their boats. Yeah, I've taken the chart plotter off now. That's the standard horizon. I've taken the telly out as well, and I'm just offering it up on the binnacle, so it's going to look something like that. And I just got to try and figure out what's the best way of attaching it. But that's the plan. And I'm going to redo the wiring up to the binnacle. And the thing about that is that standard horizon, it's a CP180i, so it's a pretty old design and model, but it has got the C-Max chart map in it, and they're about 200 quid each. So actually, in terms of the least expensive option, that probably is it, because it's a chart plotter. It's not massive, but it has actually got quite a good CMAP chart in it that's already bought and paid for. So the alternative would be to pay like £1,000 or something for something bigger and blinger, and we just don't really need it. And the other advantage with the standard Horizon CP180 is it'll take Wi-Fi AIS data. So I can Wi-Fi something to this as well, and I'll overlay it onto it. Actually, no, hang on. No, that was. It takes NMEA cable, but basically I can pipe AIS data into the standard Horizon chart plotter, so that'll be really useful. So we thought, for the cheapest, most reasonable option, that's what we'd do. So again, I'm just looking through the wiring again here. So there's just loads of cables hanging down, and I'm just trying to get my head around what does what. Now that's a project box. So there's a junction box in there. So I took that apart just to see what wires go where, what's connected up to what, and what cables are actually redundant. And as you can see, there are a few things hanging down. The lovely thing about this switch panel, the fuse panel, is that there's spare capacity in it. So if you look at that, there's the shore power is just charging up 2.5 amps. But there's about 4 or 5 circuits free on that panel. So that's great, because it just means I can wire things in without having to jump them onto some other circuit. So that's quite good. And I don't need to install another fuse panel. Again, I'm just checking the radar right now. It's an oldish radar, and it's not going to put out a Wi-Fi signal or anything, but it's actually placed quite well, so we can see that from the cockpit. We can just look down and have a look at it, and we can hear the alarms when we go on guard alarm. Yeah, there's that junction box. Just taking it to bits, just see what's in there, and it is a little bit jerry-rigged. It looks like spaghetti bolognese. It's a whole lot of little, those little multi-connections, chocolate box connections or something they call them, I don't know. But, yeah, I've just got to figure out what everything is, and I'm going to label everything up so that I just know what's going on with it and what these wires are doing hanging down. But the good thing is there's plenty of runs of cable, so I can use these. Even if they are redundant, I'll still be able to use them for stuff, So again, that's our West Studio 33, just moved right to the side of Coates Marine in Whitby. And there's the, I'm just going to show you a shot of the redone Cutlass bearing. So the fellas at Coates Marine have redone that, and they've re-epoxied it. And there it is. So they've kind of put a new bearing in there, and that looks like a pretty good job to me. That all looks really good. So I'm quite pleased with that. And then they're just going to put a bit of paint over the top of that, but that looks top notch. So if there was a leak coming out of there before, hopefully there won't be now. And there also will be no vibration, which is the reason we got it done in the first place. We were a bit worried about that vibrating prop shaft. So that looks like it's sorted. So yeah, that's a good job. Quite well pleased with that. And yeah, that's it.